Do you think voting information is easy or hard to understand?
My name is Varian and I'm from Willimantic, Connecticut. Yes, I think they need to improve on voter information, make it easier for people with intellectual disabilities to understand it. Use a lot of pictures and easier words, and kind of to understand what each platform, what disability things they agree with and what they don't.
My name is Griffith and I'm from Arizona, and I think the language that's used in the voting is kind of difficult to understand, especially when it explains the bills and propositions. The language is hard to understand because they put it in words that are bigger than you know and that are geared towards the government.
Hi, my name is Nathaniel. I am from Waseca, Minnesota. And yes, it can be difficult if you don't know what you're doing. And no, it cannot be difficult, because if you really know what you're doing, I encourage you to vote every time there's an election.
You know, it really depends on how the material is. For me, it was easy to read. It just, the thing for me is where the names are located. You know, in terms of finding where the name is, and to mark off the right, checkbox. I guess I could say it's different for everybody. I'm only speaking for myself, but I can't speak for others in that term. It depends on how the material is, depends on what material people can handle in terms of font and in terms of size.
My name is Gayle Gardner, and I am from Portland, Oregon. And I think voting information can be very hard unless you have someone helping you like I do. And I feel that it would be fantastic if people could make it people first language instead of so hard and so small print that you just can't read it. And so that is my view on it.
This is Dashefsky. I am from Phoenix, Arizona, and I moved to Scottsdale, Arizona. Voting information, for me, there's parts that are easy, parts that are difficult. In terms of how to vote, for me it's easy, but the issues can range from easy to hard, and I think it can vary from person to person, but I do not think that should discourage a person from voting or from getting educated about the issues.
My name is Robert, and I'm from Seattle. It's hard to read the voters pamphlet and what issues, because a lot of people have a hard understanding what the candidate are for.
Hello, my name is Hurse, and I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. I think for the general public it's hard to understand, but for me as a political science student, I can kind of understand it a little bit easier because I study political behavior, so it's a little bit easy for me to understand. But as far as like other people with disabilities, I don't think it's really easy for them to understand because they don't realize how it affects them. They don't understand why they should vote in every election.
My name is Craig Hale, and I am from Oklahoma City. It is hard for me to understand because the print is too small. I have trouble seeing it. It would help it if they would make it larger to read.
My name is Susan Fessler, and I'm from Wyoming, and voting information, it's easy to understand. It might not be easy to some people because it depends on what their disability is.
My name is Ellen Perry, and I am from North Carolina. It is very difficult to understand because it's not accessible. The pamphlets that the things that the election board puts out are not, the newspapers that they put out are not really disability friendly.
My name is Robert Harris, and in terms of how difficult or easy it is to understand the voting information, you know, that's a really good question, because I think it all takes some studying. I wouldn't call it very difficult, but I do know that it was something that I had to study about. I had to read the newspapers, listen to the news, and actually ask people, some of them older than I, about what did they think was the right thing to vote for, or who was the right person to vote for, and why. And then from that information, I made my decision in the privacy of my own voting booth, and I cast my ballot.
My name is David Gates. I'm from Missouri, and I believe voting is at first complicated and hard to understand, but once you learn by continuing to try to learn by the environment around you and learn to understand what's going on in Washington and our state capitals, the more easier it gets, and the more easier and determining who you want to add your vote to when election comes.